I bet you didn't know that this latte-loving shoe that's basically at this point strictly made for women has a really cool old school history that was initially allegedly invented by sheep herders in Australia because lanolin would just destroy all their other footwear. Lanolin that's naturally in wool would slowly degrade the leather, slowly degrade the stitching to a point where they're like, well, sheep don't degrade, but they literally have lanolin in their skin. Like, why is that leather not degrading? And they just like, well, let's just make boots out of it. That seems like a pretty easy solution. And so they made these shoes that were a lot more impervious to breaking down because there's lanolin naturally in it. And now in 2026, the Decker company that owns the UGG company has completely wiped out the vast majority of the original UGG makers to a point where now, even if you want a pair of manly UGGs made by Post Malone, they're far from manly, they're far from durable, and they're a far cry from their original intended use of sheep herders. So that's why we made the TUGGs, with good reason, because there's literally no other shoes out there. They're shearling line that are ready for winter, that are rugged. Everything else is just UGGs. So we're gonna cut these in half, run through all of our tests to really not just tell the story of UGG and how they have fallen from their original use, but also why even the UGG brands that you're probably buying today is not the original UGG, and why there's no more manly UGGs out there. This was originally a durable, manly, I'm sure there were some lady sheep herders, but this was, the whole concept was for work, was for durability, was for function first. And now it's just the Starbucks latte of shoes. So what is that true history of UGGs? Well, there's a lot of questions around it because, and it started in the early 1900s where, like I said, sheep herders were just like, we need some warm boots that don't slowly fall apart. Let's just make them out of the shearling that we're producing. And over time, the need grew to a point where brands started making these instead of just one-off products made by the sheep herders. And then in the 1960s, surfing blew up, especially in Australia. And local surfers saw the exact same value. They saw that they're warm. They saw they're easy to tug on. It keeps their feet warm on the way to and from the ocean. The natural lanolin in the fur and the skin resisted the corrosion caused by the sea salt. And this is the era where the name UGG really came to be. And once again, there's really no straight line proof of where the name came from. Some people say they were ugly, so they call them UGGs. Other people said they came up with the name as an acronym and other variations, but ultimately nobody knows. And due to the explosion of surfing, it followed by the explosion of UGGs, to a point where in 1978, Australian surfer Brian Smith moved to California and founded the UGG brand. And Brian valued a lot of the same things that built this brand. They were supposed to be for use. They're not necessarily this fast fashion product that we have today. And he grew this up through the 90s until 1995 when Smith sold UGG Holding to the Decker Outdoor Corporation for $14.6 million. This is where the true downfall of UGG starts, because like all the other brands that we've covered, where it starts initially with this cool concept with somebody that cares about it, that wants to spread this product across the world with good intentions, gets gobbled up by a giant corporation and they start stripping out all the good of the product, start making them more affordable for mass markets, and slowly turn it into a fast fashion product. But it's more than that, because as soon as the Decker company bought the UGG brand, they realized that there was like 20 competitors out there. There's like 10 different brands in Australia. There's another brand in the UK that was growing really big. So they decided to trademark the name UGG. And with that one move, it basically eliminated all the other brands from the industry, at least in the US market, because they couldn't sell them under the name UGG, even though nobody knows where it came from, even though nobody owned the name, and it was a general term, a colloquial term for this style of boots. But they could still sell in Australia, they could still sell in the UK and in Europe until the Decker company acquired that other UK company and expanded their trademark use across all the way to Europe. But Australia was still the holdout. There's still plenty of brands selling them in there. You could still import them. But once again, Decker went down to Australia and essentially eliminated the ability for even the Australian brands to sell UGGs. And that to me is about as evil as it gets from a corporation. And it'd be one thing if these were still super high quality and they were still the brand that it used to be, and they had all the core values that established this style of footwear almost 100 years ago. And soon after they basically created a monopoly for the UGG style of shoes, they immediately started degrading. They started removing materials. They started sneaking little things here and there to a point where UGGs are just a shadow of their former selves that Brian built 30, 40 years ago to increase margins, to drop the price, to truly turn these into a fast fashion brand. They've slowly stripped out a few things here and there to a point where this is no longer the shoe that Brian brought to the US, to a point where there's 5 big things that they've changed about this shoe that we try to fix with the TUGGs that have completely ruined the UGG brand. Number one being just the weak upper. You know, initially these were just kind of kick around shoes. They were affordable because it was just shearling sewn together with a quick outsole on it. But the problem now is they've dropped the quality of the actual shearling leather to a point where now within a few days they look disgusting. They don't have any structure whatsoever. And some of these things are inherent to the original UGG design. But I guarantee if you compared this shearling to even UGGs of 20 years ago, this is significantly worse. And it might not even be shearling, because number two is they've slowly removed all the shearling out of these UGGs. We saw the Tasman that was basically all fake shearling. We saw the Post Malone collaboration where the only real pieces of actual shearling in this boot is around the collar and in the footbed. Everything else is reconstituted shearling, where it's got a fabric backer and then the wool fibers are loosely attached. See how easy this is to pull out compared to real shearling, at least some real shearling in the true UGGs. See how much harder that is to pull out? And what's even worse is they've done it in a really sneaky way to where they can still claim, well, it's real shearling, even though it's just 1 inch of real shearling. Nobody's gonna be digging into the inside of their shoe, pulling chunks out to see if it's real shearling or not. You're just gonna assume from the outside that like, this is real shearling, so it's probably the whole shoe is shearling, when in reality, 90% is just a reconstituted shearling. Fortunately, the old school original UGGs are still full shearling for now. You can see why you'd be concerned when they're slowly just lying to their consumers, slowly shading the truth, and they do it under the guise of like, oh, we're trying to be more eco-friendly, we're trying to reduce the amount of animal cruelty. And if they really cared about those things, they would promote it from the tops of the mountains instead of hiding everything on the inside and being a little shady here and there. So to me, it's only a matter of time before they continue to degrade this to a point where it's not even made out of shearling anymore. But it still is shearling for now. And then the third flaw, which a lot of people don't care about, but for me, it matters a lot because I've always wanted to wear a pair of UGGs, but you can't because they're so freaking ugly. But I wanted to wear it because they're really warm, they're light, they're easy to just tug on real quick. But this outsole completely eliminates the use case I would use a pair of UGGs for. Just ignoring the fact that they look like this. Because this outsole is just a big chunk of foam and it doesn't give you any grip. It gives you lots of squish and comfort. But for me, I would want a shearling boot for when I need shearling. I need shearling in the winters. I need it when it's wet and cold outside. And when you just have a big foam wedge sole, it's only a matter of time before this little bit of tread is worn down and you just hydroplane on everything. And that's probably fine for most people's use of UGGs because these now are just fast fashion. But this whole brand initially and this whole concept was built around substance, was built around functionality. So it's not the biggest crime because it's kind of what these are intended to be used for. But I want a manly pair of UGGs. I want something with an aggressive outsole. It gives me the grip so I can actually use them in winter. And that's another flaw with the uppers. These just do not fare well in the temperatures and the conditions that most people wear these in. Because as soon as you wear these outside, they start to get water stained, they get salt stained. They don't really keep any water out. It's not durable whatsoever. And that's a general theme for this entire shoe, is it's just pared down as simply and as affordably as possible. And UGGs will kind of hide behind the idea of like, well, these are not made for winter use. But I'm like, they're shearling boots. What do you mean? You don't think even women would benefit from having a little bit more of a grippy outsole? And that brings us to number 4, which is the construction, because these are just glued together. They're about as simple of a construction as you can get. And it's a bummer because this originally started as a high quality material in shearling that will last through several resoles that should have the durability and longevity to repair the shoes over time instead of just throwing them into the garbage after a year's worth of wear. And that's because they're just glued together. It's as cheap and as simple of a construction as you can get while still charging nearly $200 for these. And all the previous 4 flaws you can kind of excuse by saying, oh, well, they're cheap, they're this, you know, they're made for women, they're this. But like at the end of the day, me wanting a pair of shearling boots that is warm and protective, even if it had all the features I wanted, I just hate the aesthetic of these. I hate that it's so unstructured and that it's floppy. Honestly, a big part of the reason that men refuse to wear UGGs is they've been positioned as women's boots because they've slowly been turned into a fast fashion product instead of a function-based product. So a lot of that's the cultural perception of them, but that's due to the way that they've treated this brand, the way they've reduced all the value of them and made them into a disposable product. And you might be thinking, well, didn't you just say Post Malone basically fixed this and made the same boot? That's why I was so hyped about this boot. And I was like, Post Malone's making a manly pair of UGGs? But the problem was these are just a pair of UGGs dressed up to look more manly because those 5 flaws still exist in here and sometimes they're even worse because they do reinforce the upper with a better leather, but you can see after we got them cut in half, it's not backed by real shearling. It's full of foam and then it's got this reconstituted shearling underneath of it. So you don't even get real shearling in the more manly UGG. The outsole is really good. You can see it's big, luggy, aggressive, but the problem is this sidewall stitch is completely fake. It's just glued together. So they're trying to make it seem like it's more durable, more protective. They even put this extra bumper of leather around it to make it seem like it's even more reinforced, which is also flaw number 4 because it's once again just glued together. There's no structure to this whatsoever to a point where you could literally just tear these apart. I'm not going to. It's hot in here. But the one thing they did nail was mostly the aesthetic. Even this part that looks like shearling, where they've created this window where it's supported all the way around it, it's not even real shearling. So they had the vehicle to actually make a pair of manly UGGs and fix those 5 problems that I personally have with UGGs. but they didn't do it. They just made it even worse. You do get a squishy midsole. It is an aggressive outsole, but they completely missed the mark on making these durable enough to get the values out of them. So now let's cut apart the Tugs and I'll show you how we try to fix those 5 problems. After 4 or 5 years of working with Girl and that initial concept of making a pair of Manly Uggs that ended up being a sneaker, that turned into smugs, that turned into slugs, that turned into all the variations we've worked with Girl to make, to a point to bring it full circle to make a true pair of Manly Uggs, the Tugs. This is all of our boot accessories that we've slowly developed over the last 4 years as we've done more and more boot reviews and realized how many things are missing in the market. So be sure to check out all these below. They make great gifts, self gifts, and it's a huge way that you can help support the channel. So check them out below. All right, we got them cut in half, and if you're not subscribed, consider pushing that little subscribe button, because that's how we afford to do this, and through your guys' support of our collaborations. Not only are we making something that literally does not exist whatsoever, there is no fully shearling line boots available on the market. There's some shoes that have shearling, but nothing even remotely close to this. So if you want a true pair of Manly Uggs, check them out below, because through these collaborations is how we afford to run this channel, and it's how I continue to educate myself and see not just what's inside products, but the ins and outs of how things are made, the issues that come through manufacturing, why brands do certain things. So if you do want a pair of these, check them out below. But there also is some things that you need to consider about this that you still might want a pair of Uggs over these. So now let's see what's inside. So what is on the inside of the Tugs compared to the Uggs? Well, lots and lots of actual real shearling. But if we look through those 5 flaws, you can see number 1, we completely reinforce the entire boot. Double layers through the vamp and the heel, a heel counter, and it is true double layer. You got the shearling and that chrome excel over top. That's one of the most beautiful leathers in the world. It's packed with oils and waxes. It patinas beautifully, has lots of pull up, and it's extremely durable. So you can actually wear these when it's cold. You can wear them in the elements. These are not work boots by any means. And if there was a spectrum from like heavy duty work boots to Uggs, they kind of right in the middle. You can still beat these up, use them for really heavy use, but they're not work boots by any means. So don't get me wrong, because if you look on the inside, full shearling, real shearling, all the way wrapped around your foot. There's not one part of this boot that your foot is not touching shearling in. And instead of having this just chunk of foam for the outsole that gives you no grip whatsoever, this has a TPU outsole that has lugs, that has grip, that has a heel. So when you're walking in water, snow, sleet, and cold conditions, you actually have grip. You actually have the ability to use these boots in the conditions that you want to use these boots in. And those are important differences, but the big difference that you only see when you get these cut in half is through the construction. Because instead of just being glued together with a couple of layers of fiberboard and foam, this is a traditional construction. This is the English way of doing heritage footwear, where you've got that full-length veg tan insole that's going to support your foot, shapes to the shape of your foot over time, giving you extra comfort and squish. More importantly, tons of durability, so you can actually resole these. And they have that Blake stitch run around the inside, so that when you do resole these, the whole shoe doesn't come apart. And then on top of that, that outsole we talked about has that sidewall stitch running all the way around the outside. That's actually real, unlike the Post Malone pair. We added extra stability and support by adding a steel shank on the inside. We added additional comfort and insulation from the ground by having a full-length cork underneath the insole, which also allows that insole to compress more. It reduces the shock every time you take a step, and it creates another barrier from the cold ground. And more importantly, number 5, these boots actually look good. These look like a regular pull-on boot and nothing like a pair of Uggs. While they still maintain all the values and everything that I wish Uggs had, but they actually look manly. They actually look rugged. You can wear these without people being like, is that shearling popping out the top of your shoes and boots? If you didn't know any better, you would just assume these are a regular pull-on boot, but they have everything that you need for a winter boot that Uggs does not have. But there's one flaw with these that you might want a pair of Uggs over these. And that's the price point. These are nearly $600 because we use that Chrome Excel leather, because we do the actual sidewall stitch, because we use a veg tan insole instead of cheap fiberboard, because it's got the Blake stitch. And these are not just mass produced in some no-name factory in like Taiwan or China. These are made by Girl, one of the top footwear manufacturers in all of England. That is the #1 flaw of these, is in order to get a pair of Uggs built to a manly standard, to a durable standard that you can actually use them in winter, you can use them in cold conditions, we had to build these up to a point where they're literally twice the price of Uggs. And there's gonna be people who are like, I'd rather have 2 pair of Uggs compared to 1 pair of TUGGs, but you don't get any of that aesthetic value, you don't get any of the functionality, you don't get any of the high quality materials, and you're stuck supporting a fast fashion brand, and you're supporting a giant corporation that has very clearly slowly stripped out some of the best attributes and materials from their iconic footwear. And now you know the history, they went around the world and slowly destroyed every other UGG brand out there while decreasing the quality, increasing margins, and they've slowly taken one of the most iconic styles of footwear to ever come out of Australia, maybe except for Chelsea boots, and completely destroyed it to a point where these are just a piece of fast fashion junk. If you do want a pair of TUGGs, check them out below. And even if you don't want a pair of TUGGs, or they're a little bit out of your price range, you don't have to buy a pair of the corporation Uggs. We did a video where we cut apart the top Uggs alternatives that are still fighting against this giant corporation that stole their product, stole their name, in my opinion. And you can support them and get an actual higher quality pair of Uggs. You can still support those brands. So I'll link that video below, and thank you guys for all your support. This is literally the culmination of everything we've worked on with Girl, and they've been super cool working with us with the mugs, the tugs, the slugs, all the crazy concepts we come with, and finally, we made it. A true pair of manly Uggs. So thank you guys for all your support, and let me know what else you would have added to these to make them the ultimate pair of manly Uggs. Thank you guys. See ya.